Welcome everyone, my name is Mustafa, otherwise known as Chris, and welcome to some War Thunder. Now you can probably hear that I'm smiling. Maybe you can. I'm not really sure. Anyway, um, this is the Airacobra. If you haven't used the Airacobra yet, clearly you haven't used the American Air Force enough, or you just haven't bought the Airacobra for the Russian Air Force. But I have good news. This aircraft is very, very fun to use. I wouldn't say it's really like a really good aircraft, but oh boy, I like it. It's just a very satisfying aircraft to use. It's complained at by a lot. It's complained at a lot. Sorry, by a lot of players who play this game for the reason you have just seen. The 37mm cannon is devastating, but only in the correct hands. And I'm not trying to be arrogant there, but you have to use the 37mm cannon effectively if you're gonna succeed with it. Now the Yak 9T is very easy to use, the 37mm on that, because it's got very high fire rate, so there's a lot of room for a lot of room for error. Whereas with the Airacobras and the King Cobras, I haven't actually used the King Cobra before, but I'm just judging this by its statistics. The 37mm is a little bit slower, so you really have to plan your shots a little bit more effectively in order to use it well. So yeah, I don't really complain about the Airacobra. If I get shot down by one, kudos to whoever shot me down, unless he's some douchebag who's just been spamming his machine guns at me. But then again, that is pretty much how some people play this game. This aircraft, I wouldn't say it performs as well in historical battles. I mean, I've used it. I think I've got like 2 kills. I don't play much historical battles anyway. But with the Russian Airacobra, I got a couple of kills, and it's quite easy to get kills. But it's harder to be accurate in historical because obviously it hasn't got that aiming reticle on the enemy aircraft, so you don't actually know where you got to shoot. You kind of got to learn to judge that for yourself. So and also the Airacobra seems a little bit more clunky in historical battles. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it in arcade over the past couple of days. I have no idea why. It's just that my American Air Force was a lot lower ranked than my other air forces, so I decided to go back and level them up. I mean, I was at level 5, and then I had Germans at level 8, Britain at a very high level 7, almost level 8. And then the Russians and Japanese at both at a very high level 9, so basically nearly level 10. And because of that, I decided that the Americans were just at too low a rank for me to be satisfied with them. So I went back and I started leveling them up, and it was a pain in the ass to level them up. Because I don't mind using like the F2As at the lower ranks and stuff like that to level them up. But once you unlock stuff like the aircraft that I forget the names to, like the TBF Avenger, sorry, whatever aircraft. There was a few others, but I just didn't really like them very much. They just didn't perform the way I wanted them to. I mean, you also had the Hellcat, which you unlock at level 5. I didn't enjoy the Hellcat. I have no idea why anyone... No, the Wildcat, sorry, what am I talking about? I have no idea why anyone enjoys using the Wildcat. I suppose it's one of those aircraft you have to kind of get used to using before you can really use it effectively, but it's not really for me. But yeah, I unlocked the main aircraft I liked between sort of ranks 2 and 6 with the American Air Force was the A-20G. I really enjoy using the A-20G. I've still got it in my lineup. It's a pretty decent bomber, and the cool thing about it is it's got some 4 nose mounted 50 cals, and because of that, it's very accurate when taking down enemy aircraft, and also it's got a pretty high fire rate on the 50 cals, so it's quite a cool aircraft to use for taking down other aircraft as opposed to actually bombing. I mean, it's got 4 500-pound bombs, so it's pretty good as an aircraft. But I don't know, I didn't really like many of the American aircraft up until about the A-20G, and then at rank 6 you got the Airacobras. Now the Airacobras changed my life in terms of, well, not my life because my life is not War Thunder, but kind of. But once I got the Airacobras, playing as the Americans was no longer a tedious act. I found up until obviously about rank 6, rank 5, 6, that every time I played as the Americans, I was so bored out of my mind. None of the aircraft, in my opinion, were fun to use, and I was getting really frustrated. I mean, I had the Kitty Hawk, which was good if I could get it under control. And I mean, a lot of people, I mean, like Jingles, if you know who Jingles is, he's really good with the Kitty Hawk, and kudos to him. He actually managed to get some good practice with the Kitty Hawk, but I just do not have the patience for some of the aircraft in this game. I mean, I have, in credit to myself, I have actually gone and sat through crappy aircraft and leveled them up and got good with them before, but that doesn't work for all the aircraft. And the Kitty Hawks didn't really play to my skills, so yeah, the Kitty Hawk wasn't much of a favourite to me. Whereas the Airacobras, I find them extremely fun to use, and I mean, even without their 37mm cannon, I'd probably still enjoy using them. They're not amazing by any stretch of the mind. I mean, they got the 37mm, which, like I said, is really damn good if you can get a good accurate shot. But other than that, I mean, they're not very good at turning. Their cruising speed isn't exactly that great. I mean, they got a pretty good climb rate. I'm quite happy with the climb rate, but and they're also quite unmaneuverable. And the thing about them is, unlike a lot of other aircraft, in a turn they really lose speed. And that's quite obvious because the Airacobras are actually what's known as energy fighters or boom and zoomers. And the idea of that is, you zoom in at high speed on a target from above generally. It's the best tactic I've found to do it in. And then you boom with, obviously, fire your weapons, you take them out, and then you get the hell out of there as quickly as possible. They're not really supposed to be used for turning, but I sometimes do, as you can see here, because most people in arcade battles tend to use pretty much every single aircraft as a dogfighter, which I find hilarious. Sometimes you can really use that to your advantage, but yeah, for the most part, I've really been enjoying using the Airacobras, hence the title. And as you can see by these clips, I've been just doing pretty well with the Airacobras. They're not by any stretch of the mind difficult to use. I mean, they can be. It really depends on who you are. But once you get used to the fact that you got to be accurate, it's really straightforward from that point on. It took me a little while to learn that, but once I got that, I was quite happy. Now, a lot of people compare this to the Yak 9T, and I kind of find that a very unfair comparison, because the Yak 9T, it's a great aircraft, and it's too great in my opinion. I always feel dirty to a point whenever I use the Yak 9T. I just feel like I'm doing something I shouldn't be. Simply because it's just a very quick aircraft. It's quite maneuverable. It's not like the most maneuverable, but it's maneuverable enough to dogfight in if you want to. It's got a high fire rate 37mm cannon, which is nose mounted as well. And I think I've already mentioned this, but it is very damn quick. So because of that, it's just an all-round good fighter, and you can use it in as a dogfighter or a boom and zoomer. It's really up to you. Whereas with the Airacobra, obviously it lacks speed, it lacks maneuverability. Its only main advantage is the 37mm cannon, and obviously the fact that it's got really good looks. I mean, I could marry this aircraft; it just looks so damn good. But yeah, I mean, I don't like when people compare these two aircraft to each other, because they're the only similarity between them really is the fact that they're both can be used as energy fighters. I mean, more so for the Airacobra, and then they both got 37mm. But other than that, you can't really compare them. It might make for quite an interesting dogfights episode, but who knows. Well, anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with the Airacobra. Now I've got a few things I want to talk about with the channel. So obviously the other day I uploaded dogfights, which you guys seem to enjoy. I mean, I got some good feedback on that. I mean, the comments that I got, some people were just saying, "Hi, it's cool, whatever." And then some people gave me a couple of improvements, which I'm going to put in. Also, my friends who watched the video, they've given me a few tips as well of how to improve that video. So the dogfight series, it's going to be ongoing. It's every Friday, so obviously tomorrow you'll see another episode. And for the first few weeks, it will probably be changing a little bit. There's going to be a few things that I'm planning to change in it. But yeah, the Dogfight, sorry, is a series which I really enjoy making, and I'm definitely going to keep that ongoing. I mean, I might like do it in seasons. So like for 4 months, I'll do Dogfights episodes, and then I'll take a month off, and then season 2 will come in or something like that. I'm not really sure. It really depends on how popular it gets and how long it takes me to make the episodes. I'm also planning to do other stuff with this game though. War Thunder is not going to become the main game on my channel. By no stretch of the mind, I am supposed to be a variety gaming channel, which means I just play a lot of games. But at the moment, it's kind of dry in the sense that there's not that many games around for me to play. I mean, I've got Battlefield, which you guys seem to enjoy in my videos, but there's nothing to talk about in Battlefield. It's like every commentator on the internet who has played Battlefield has essentially squeezed it dry. There's nothing left to talk about, in my opinion, that can be interesting to you guys. So I'm leaving that alone. I'm going to wait until Battlefield 4. But I will be playing it a little bit more. I mean, I'm just not going to be talking about Battlefield specifically. I'll probably do a bit more COD here and there, but again, COD is another one of those games that's got squeezed dry. I want to finish off by doing a few more Crisis videos as well. I did promise a long time ago that I would do my bow montage, and for every time I've said I'm going to release it, I end up changing stuff in it and making it different. And it's kind of my fault. I'm trying to make it like as perfect as possible, but I'm struggling to do that. So it will come out eventually, but I'm not sure when. I think that'll be my last Crisis video though. That will be the bow montage. I also plan to do a couple more weapon request videos and probably just a few more Crisis videos in general. I'm not really finished with that game yet, and then I'll finish it off finally. And then the other game I really look forward to playing on my channel is PlanetSide 2. Now I'm not really sure how or when I'm going to be playing PlanetSide 2, but I definitely want to do that because I've been playing it a lot lately, and I really enjoy it. I downloaded it when I first got my PC and I played it, but I didn't have anyone to play with, so I didn't really enjoy it. And plus, I didn't really understand what was going on. But now I'm still playing solo. I mean, I'm still playing by myself, but I've got into the game and I understand how it works now. So the game is a lot more enjoyable. So you'll definitely see me playing that on my channel. I'm getting quite good at it now. So yeah, definitely be playing PlanetSide 2. But other than that, I'm not really sure. I'm really gonna have to wait until the end of the year really for more games to come out and stuff like that. So you'll probably see a lot of War Thunder videos, but by no means am I concentrating only on War Thunder. So don't be worried about that. It's one of my favourite games at the moment. It's quite popular, and I enjoy making videos for it. Whereas some of the other games, it's just not much to talk about, which can get a bit annoying. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. The Airacobra is great. Go check that out if you've got War Thunder, and look forward to other games and more on this game as well on my channel. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I've been Mustafa, over and out.